told you that one of the biggest names in music just walked away from a $50 million lawsuit, not with a settlement, not with a compromise, but with a major courtroom win that could change how artists protect their work. Because that's exactly what just happened to Cardi B, and the story behind it is far more intense than you might think. This all started back in 2024 when two producers, Joshua Fraustro and Miguel Aguilar, filed a massive copyright infringement lawsuit against Cardi B. They claimed that her song Enough, Miami, copied elements from their own track called Greasy Fry Bread, a song that had gained attention after being featured on the TV show Reservation Dogs. According to them, Cardi didn't just take inspiration. They alleged she copied their work without permission, profited from it, and in the process damaged their reputation in the music industry. Now think about that for a second. This wasn't a small claim. This was a $50 million accusation, one that could have had serious consequences not just for Cardi B's career, but for her credibility as an artist. In today's music industry, where originality is everything, being accused of copying someone else's work can be devastating. But here's where things take a dramatic turn. After nearly 2 years of legal back and forth, the case finally reached a crucial moment in a Texas federal court. And instead of going into a long, drawn-out trial about whether the music was actually copied, the judge made a decision that completely shifted the outcome. The lawsuit was dismissed, not because the court proved Cardi B was innocent of copying, but because the case itself had serious legal flaws. The biggest issue? The plaintiffs didn't have a proper copyright registration for their song when they first filed the lawsuit. And in US law, that's a critical requirement. Without an official copyright registration, you can't properly bring a copyright infringement case in the first place. By the time they eventually secured that registration in 2025, the court ruled that it was too late, and trying to fix the lawsuit at that point would be, in the judge's words, futile. And just like that, a $50 million case collapsed. But here's the twist. This doesn't necessarily mean the story is over. The judge dismissed the case without prejudice, which means the plaintiffs technically still have the option to refile the lawsuit in another court or under different conditions. In fact, their legal team has already hinted that they are considering their next move. So while Cardi B has secured a major win for now, this battle could still have another chapter. Still, there's no denying what this moment represents. For Cardi B, this isn't just a legal victory, it's a statement. Over the past year, she's been involved in multiple high-profile legal battles, and this marks yet another time she's come out on top. From previously being cleared in a separate $24 million lawsuit to now defeating a massive copyright claim, she's building a track record of successfully defending herself in court. And at the same time, she's continuing to dominate outside the courtroom. While all of this has been unfolding, Cardi B has been actively performing on her Little Miss Drama tour, proving that legal pressure hasn't slowed her down at all. But zoom out for a second, and this case highlights something even bigger. In today's music industry, where beats, samples, and viral sounds spread across the internet in seconds, the line between inspiration and imitation is becoming more blurred than ever. Cases like this raise important questions. How do you prove originality? When does influence become infringement? And how important is it to legally protect your work before putting it out into the world? Because in this case, one missing legal step, a copyright registration, may have been the difference between a multi-million-dollar trial and a complete dismissal. And that's the real takeaway here. For artists, producers, and creators watching this unfold, the message is clear. Talent alone isn't enough. You need legal protection too. Because in an industry where millions are on the line, even a small oversight can cost everything. As for Cardi B, she walks away, for now, stronger than ever. Another lawsuit behind her, another victory added to her record, and her career still moving full speed ahead.